This is the Volkswagen Passat 2020 2-litre diesel R-Line, and I'm in the middle of a pandemic, so I can't really go very far from home. So I've come to the middle of nowhere where I can social distance by running around. There's nothing here, but we're going to test this car. That's what we're going to do next. So subscribe and we'll see if I can actually do a review in the middle of a pandemic, huh? So let's just have a quick look at the outside of the Passat, because this is the R-Line model. As you can see, it sits very low on these kind of grey black alloys, very pretty. It's got the R-Line logo on it, of course, here. And we have the LED lights in this one as well. I'll have a little closer look at them, so if we get in really close and tight there, you'll see the LED lights that are on that as well. Stepping back, you can see there's quite a flat look to the whole thing. Like, it doesn't raise up on the back, it stays down and stays low on the front. The black alloys are good. Excuse the bird crap that just fell on it 10 seconds ago. You got on the rear twin exhausts on the back, which are fake. They're there anyway. One touch, electric opening. You can see it's got tons of space. Loads. In the back here as well, you can drop the seats, and you have shopping bag hooks on both sides along with a 12-volt socket and little cubby holes and things down here. Plenty of space in there. Electric tailgate closing as well. Overall, I would give the look a good 9 or 10 out of 10. Real sleeper look about it. Shame it's diesel, obviously. If it's a V6 or a V8 petrol, it'd be gorgeous. Right, a quick look at the inside as well while I'm here, just a glance in. We'll have a good look around in a few minutes. You can see it's all black, it's all kind of leatherette stuff, very pretty, very tidy, very German. And the back, of course, can carry 2 people comfortably, 3 at a stretch, huge big armrest in the middle with 2 cup holders and a 3rd bottle holder in the second. And you can control your climate control from back here as well, but there's no USB ports that I can see. No, I don't see any. So to drive a Volkswagen Passat is nothing really that exciting. It's really not meant to be. It's meant to be a dependable family vehicle. It's meant to be something a sales rep uses to move around the countryside and to get from his appointment to an appointment and to carry stuff in the boot for a presentation. That's what it's for. That's the real design ethos behind this. It just happens to do other things. I find Volkswagen suspension to be always a little bit on the firm side, simply because they tend to favour bigger wheels and thinner tyres. And when you couple those two together with already reasonably firm suspension, you end up with a car that rides ever so slightly on the harsh side. But I won't detract from the car because of that slightly firm ride, because this car makes a hell of a lot of sense in so many other ways. And plus, when you want it to be, when you want to do a bit of sportiness, it can achieve that too, and it's mainly down to that slightly firm ride and thicker tyres. Steering wise, it's direct. I get good feedback from the wheels in front. I can feel the corner appear in front of me. I know exactly where I'm placing the left wheel on the left side of the car when I come close to a ditch, and I know exactly where the right tyre is going to be, and that's a kind of an unusual thing. It's a thing that Volkswagen do very well in most of their cars, as does basically the rest of the Volkswagen group do well as well. Now, Gearbox Dsg has long been held up as one of the better gearboxes you can buy in an automatic sense, and it definitely is in this car. It's incredibly smooth. Everything about it, every gear change it makes, even when it disengages the gear and just coasts along, it is an incredible drive. Really is. We take it for granted, but in fairness, that Dsg is very hard to beat by anything else. The nearest, from a quietness perspective, or from an ability to not be able to feel a gear shift happening, the nearest to is going to be CVT. As much of its detractors out there will say, oh no, CVT is very noisy, it's terrible, oh no, you know, CVT is actually really smooth. So you can hear that diesel engine tick over out there. I don't worry about that. We've had a pandemic here and it's been going on. We've been isolating for, well, a long time now. It feels a little bit over a month, I think, at this stage. And in that time, I've done 415 kilometers on this before the isolation bit. And here I am after doing 415 kilometers and I have 3/4 of a tank of fuel left. still the car is unbeatable. God, it looks like a moon landing. Look at the road. What the Christ? Now you might question at the fact that I have a dash cam embedded in the car now. I'm still using that dash cam, by the way. That is the best dash cam you can buy on the market today. I've tried multiple other Chinese ones. No, this is a dead end. I took a wrong turn. This goes nowhere. I'm up somebody's garden. Hello, somebody's garden into a quarry or something that looks like. I'll have to go back where I came from. Oh, there's a little doggy coming out to give out to me. Who are you? What do you think you're doing here? This is the little white doggy. And now the dog is like, yes, I seen him off. He's gone now. You've won. So there's so much going on lately in the world, particularly when people are driving around really fast on empty roads like they are these days. They seem to be doing an awful lot. What I've done is I've installed that dash cam permanently. It's the Nextbase dash cam. It was given to me by Nextbase Ireland in conjunction with Halfords and all the rest of it. It's for sale in most of those shops out there, but you can get it on the link down below if you want it as well. I strongly advise you to put a dash cam into your car. As long as the footage, there's no law against the footage or how to use the footage, but in the event of a collision, in the event of something, it's evidence and you've got it and it's on your side and you can decide to use it should you want to. But if you want to, you can get that in Halfords, you can get it in most places called Nextbase. That's the GW version and it's absolutely brilliant. It just sits there quietly recording away the whole time, and when it detects some sort of collision, it locks that recording down or detects what it thinks is a sort of a tremble in the car or a rough point in the car. It'll keep that and it won't copy over it. So it's very, very clever. There's a little app you can connect up to it as well. I haven't even bothered with that. I just take out the SD card, empty it out every once in a while, and amuse myself by looking at some footage. And then going, look at that guy crossing over in front of me at a roundabout. How dare he? Like I say, link in the comments down below if you want to get at it. It's a link to my Amazon store. You can get it there. Price it around though. Feel free if you want to. That's Amazon UK I've linked to down there. But feel free to price around the place. You can buy it in Halfords and buy it everywhere else. Buy wherever you can. So I have to give a big shout out as well to Clearwater.ie and John there, who has done absolutely fantastic work supporting this channel over the last few years. He really has. I really would appreciate it if you give it a little click down below in the comments. You'll see Clearwater.ie linked. Just click in there and see if there's anything that business can do for your business. And if you can, then do so. Anyway, Passat, this one is good in some ways and basic in others, but what I really like is the look of the car. I think the look is extraordinary. That diesel engine does such good work as well. 1,200 kilometers for a tank of fuel. Hugely efficient, massively recyclable as well, by the way. I know this is not something that people talk about very often, but yet the electric car brigade tend to talk about it a lot, that you can recycle out of batteries, you can recycle things, and it's infinitely recyclable, you can use it all the time. But you know what? That is true. You can recycle certain things to a point. There is a point where things no longer become recyclable. So the thinner the plastic, the cheaper the plastic, the less it can be recycled from there on out. And generally speaking, plastics can only really be recycled once or twice. That's about it, pretty much. So they make new plastic and then it goes to be recycled once, recycled twice, and then it's reached the end of its life. So it ends up in an landfill at some point anyway. But what's something that people don't really talk about all that often is the fact that a diesel-engined car can almost be 100% recyclable. Bet you didn't know that now, did you? See, most diesel and petrol engine cars are made from metal. And of course, metal can be recycled, no problem. No problemo. They just melt it down and make it more metal. So that's what I mean by recyclable. Almost everything in it can be recycled at some point or another. Most of the dashboard plastics and most of the bits and pieces inside the car can easily be recycled as well. But the thing is, this car hasn't got an end. I have a 14-year-old Seat Leon sitting at home and it's still going strong. It doesn't need to be recycled. Not once, not twice, nada. Works fine. No need for recycling it. The more metal on the vehicle, the more it can be recycled. Batteries and things can be recycled from a car to a point, but generally speaking, when you're talking about recycle, it depends on what you're going to do with the battery, whether you're going to break it down and turn it into a battery again, or break down the lithium ion and things and extract the stuff out and try and put them into other batteries, or whether you just literally take the battery and mount it on a wall as a whole new battery. That is also possible. But either way, listen. Silence. You hear that car go by? Silence. When I put my foot down, nearly silent. The day of noise in a car is dying. The Passat does absolutely nothing wrong. It's not a master at anything. It's a jack of all trades and doesn't have to be a master at anything. It's able to go gigantic distances. It is insanely comfortable. It is perfectly smooth. It is perfectly balanced. It can be a driver's car. It can be a fool's car. It can be a non-driver's, just a mile-munching machine. What it's really good at is driving long range on motorways at higher speeds. What it's maybe not as good at is that kind of town zipping around the place because it's constantly droning away at the engine. But yet, that is the smoothest gearbox. Listen, I don't feel it went from 7th to 4th, and I didn't feel that. It's in 6th, 7th, still going there. Just, it's only ticking over 1200 RPM. What a beautiful machine it is. What an incredible thing they've made. And yet here we are going, it's not electric. One good thing I'll say about a pandemic is it cleared the road out. There's nothing on the road. Apologies for the abrupt ending on that one. I don't know what happened there. I think I was going to film some more stuff, but like the pandemic thing took over in the middle of it. But anyway, hopefully you are staying safe. Hopefully you are watching all the videos you possibly can on this channel and on many other Irish channels that are out there at the moment. If you fancy joining in, you can join in on the Sunday service every Sunday from 2 p.m. right here on this channel. You can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram and check out the links down below to support the channel any way you possibly can. Every piece of support is always welcome. Thank you very much for watching, and until the next time, I will see you on the far side.